Well, Ryan Cooke, wonderful to see you at Goodwood. You've always been one of my favourites, and your story is really quite incredible. It's quite amazing. It's one of the early days when the Daihatsu, when you had that. Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about how you came to get into off-roading.
Basically, when I started the off-roading bug, was my dad, God bless him, and Tim Marsh, previous British champions back in the day. Kind of used to walk around, clipping on their heels, asking questions and passing spanners, etc. And I just got bitten by the bug at a very, very, very young age. In my opinion, had some good tuition by some of the more experienced people in this game, and I learned a lot from it. I had the opportunity of a scholarship by a gentleman called Darren Wilson, who kindly was offering a Daihatsu at the time. I applied for it, and
you were picked, yeah.
And I was picked. So I basically grabbed hold of that experience with both hands.
That was a hell of an honour too, because you know, to get that drive, and that was like a back-to-year seasons racing.
It was fully back seasons racing, and I had such a learning curve, and I count myself very lucky, because whilst I didn't go in with the bigger powerful engines, it gave me such a good understanding of getting the most out of something when it was underpowered. So it was grassroots, but I still think that's the best way of doing it. And to go on from there, really.
To go from that, I was just going to say before Mr. Birchall interrupted, but just to go from that scholarship, and it proved the faith that people had in you absolutely right, because to go from that to, I've got hairs on the back of my neck thinking about it, to go from that to actually taking part in the Goodwood Festival of Speed 25th anniversary hill climb, that must have been pretty special.
What an honour, you know. I just cannot appreciate how lucky, you know, it's always been, you always hear about it, but you always think it's the bigger rigs that obviously get to do it. And when we got the opportunity this year to obviously have an invite to go up the hill on a demonstration, come hell or high water, I was going to get there. Fantastic.
Mazda Rotary in the background again, it's glorious. But to be amongst cars like that, and true new technology, engineering, design and development, and you yourself very much a part of that as well with Jaguar Land Rover.
Yes. I was lucky to go from the Daihatsu. We built a Land Rover 100-inch special. Again, fantastic car, worked really well. I then joined Jaguar Land Rover in the design factory. They got my passion about off-road racing, and cut a long story short, I drove the guts out of that Land Rover. It did me proud for many years, and I obviously said at the time, I'm thinking of doing something, you know, more modern. I spoke to the senior designers, and they said, look, okay, you do work for Jaguar Land Rover, we can't sponsor you, but we do not want you to make something that isn't
up to scratch.
So they basically gave me the dispensation to go ahead with it, but obviously with the strict ethos from the senior designers to do something, but it had to have their intent and their permission.
And again, you absolutely proved them right, and that's what's so lovely about your stories. You don't let people down, and this was your reply, this vehicle here. So run me through very quickly the LRM, just talk us through it.
Just a brief one then. It's based on an Evoque silhouette. The only actual thing that is technically Evoque is the windscreen and the door handles. Everything else has been proportioned. We scanned a full-size Evoque. We then overlaid the data of the Milner R5, which is what the chassis is based on. And we see what we could tweak and what we could do to make it more functional, but obviously still create the DNA of the Evoque.
Truly, I mean, a remarkable car, and a real, I think, almost an Isigonis moment in design. I think it's absolutely one of the prettiest vehicles, you know. And this, you're gorgeous.
You know, and it's not as
and it works.
It does. It's not as ultra competitive as some of the French cars, and obviously some of my guys here, because boy can they drive and boy can they pedal them. But you know, it was a case of having something that worked but had to look right, and obviously that's the compromise that we had to try and get the trade-off balance. And you know, it's not perfect, but I
not
think
too much of a compromise.
Yeah.
You lead out the Group B cars at Race all that sort of thing. You know, you've got Ari Vatanen sat behind you, and you're leading that's not a bad compromise.
No,
right?
that is a bit of a shiver. That is, when you think, of course, opening car, and you think car one's Ari Vatanen, and you think, oh,
that'll do. It's not bad. But just sitting on that start line of the hill climb, what was in your mind?
Just to do the sport the justice it deserves, you know, and behave. So hopefully we can build on this and come back and do more of it. I'd be lying if I wasn't very, very nervous. You know, you've got a big audience there watching you, and we was told to do the job. But obviously, hopefully we did what, you know, I did. It was a blind run, so we didn't really know anything other than drive it as you see it, and you know, I can walk away with my head out high thinking we didn't make too much of a hash of it.
In a 2/3 scale body.
Pretty damn quick to me. Beautiful driving, absolutely gorgeous. This is the band that leads them out at the Race Retro Group B rally cars. Obviously based on top.
Land Rover Development Workshop creates the clay models that for all the new Land Rover models, him and his team, so they